people don't talk about. I wanted to break it down for you. Threads sequencing. This is a skill that you guys want to learn. That is, if you're interested in making more money. In a previous workshop, you heard me talk about getting a bank loan, and you heard me talk about threads stacking skill, and you heard me talk about many other skills as well. But as part of threads stacking, there's a little micro skill that if you learn this skill, you're going to be able to make more relationships with people and make more money for your products, programs, or services. So what is threads sequencing? So threads sequencing is a micro skill that helps you literally get in front of your customers. This is a strategically kind of elevated responses that you provide to people on Threads platform made by Meta. When you're responding to those people, what's going to be happening, guys? You need to be very strategic. If you're not strategic, guys, thread sequencing, it's not going to work. So thread sequencing is the secret ingredient for how to engage with people. And this secret ingredient took me a long time to figure this out, guys. It was after going through like a year and a half of trials, triumphs, failures, and tribulations, trying to figure out how does threads sequencing works. So on Threads platform itself, you're going to see a lot of people kind of exchanging conversations. So for you as this bougie boss mom over 40, your goal is to squeeze yourself into those conversations in a way where you create the relationship and eventually sell some of your products, programs, and services. The only way you could pull this off is if you understand each part of the person's brain at that specific time. So when a person responding on Threads are looking for something on Threads, it's going to be very difficult for you to just kind of blabber something extremely random and hope for the best. That doesn't work. That's like throwing spaghetti at the wall when you're responding to those people. And by the way, if you stick around and pay close attention when you respond to those, you're going to learn how to pull this off, how to establish threads sequencing. And thank you guys for allocating a little bit of your time. I'm giving you some real tea for how you can make more money, get more customers, and create relationships. So guys, look, here's how it works. Essentially, the reason why I'm telling you this is because, heck, I've been doing this for like a year and a half and failing nonstop until I started executing appropriate threads sequencing. So what does that mean, guys? This is a lot of people they will not tell you that, guys. It will be continuously struggling to infinity, and you're just gonna be like, oh my God, nothing is working. And that was me for like a year and a half until I went ahead and I tried threads sequencing. Threads sequencing is this micro skill that it's perfect for any kind of mom. So if you're a mom over 40 who, let's say, have already a bunch of products, programs, or services that you're trying to sell, but no matter what you do, nothing is working, like absolutely nothing. I understand this feeling, guys. I went through this feeling for about a year and a half trying to figure out how to break through my ideal customer profile. And upon making every one of those discoveries, I would document like what worked and what wouldn't work. And in the process of doing so, I figured out a threads sequencing technique that allows you to penetrate through the minds of others, through your ideal customer profile, to give you greater chance of selling something. And of course, guys, the way it works is, at first, I wanted to talk about the mistake that I was making and the same mistake that I see many moms over 40 making, and I wanted to give you the solution for how to solve this problem. Now, this threads sequencing is, it's a skill, it's a micro skill. It's extremely powerful skill, guys. Like, I didn't know how powerful it was until I actually executed this morning. And it came to me through one big thread. So when I create, sometimes I go crazy and create like a 50 micro threads within a thread. And I discovered that threads sequencing in my, while creating this 50 micro threads within a thread. And when I discovered that, it just, boom, it was just like it's sort of like it's kind of like being a boxer and a kickboxer at the same time. It was just so powerful. Like, as soon as I started executing this thread sequencing skill, immediately I started getting people like, oh, I want that. Oh, I like that. Before, crickets, no likes, no comments, no followers, absolutely like everything dead in the water. Hello, Harsh Kumar. Thank you for allocating a little bit of your time and joining me on this beautiful adventure of developing new skills. This is threads sequencing skill. This is incredible skill that can help you grow quickly on threads as a platform and help you make more money in American dollars, of course. And of course, guys, look, I know many of you guys don't probably wondering, well, like, what if I'm from overseas? Can I do this? Yes, guys, you could do this from overseas. This threads sequencing, it's the most powerful technique ever. So guys, look, hello, brother, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. I was actually, I just got my cranberry, well, not cranberry muffin. I got a ham, egg and cheese today, but I was gonna get my typical cranberry muffin, but I decided I want some other food, maybe some eggs and whatnot and coffee. So I'm coming back with a small little micro victory. I'm coming back with a skill that I managed to develop today. It took me about 4 hours of developing this skill, but it only came to me after about 1.5 years of trials, failures, triumphs, and tribulations. And I wanted to share what that skill is. And guys, those skills, like, this is legit skills. This is like incredible skills that you won't find anywhere. Even if you talk to ChatGPT, you won't even know like what questions to ask to figure out what the skill is. Like, you literally, what ChatGPT, guys, doesn't give you, it doesn't give you the new things. Like, sure, it will find what's on the internet, what's available, but it's not gonna discover for you new things. The process of discovery happens in context of you building your business. And of course, guys, I already dropped a couple of business examples for you that you could execute that can help anybody, regardless of where you are, whether you're from overseas and wanted to make American dollars by squabbling up together with bougie boss moms, really rich moms who just like have insane amount of money, or if you want to be perhaps one day that bougie boss mom yourself, or maybe you're already a bougie boss mom who just want to squabble up together with a bunch of threads stalkers, threads slackers, threads boosters, and a bunch of other virtual assistants that can help you grow your feudal kingdom, your products, your programs and services, whatever the case may be, guys. But the idea here from ThreadStack, here's the micro skill that is probably, if I had to rate, like typically what I do, I create a product. But as soon as I like make a lot of discoveries, I package it all in a product and hand it off to bougie boss moms and other kind of side hustlers who want to learn this stuff. When I learned this, so from City and State, I'm from Stamford, Connecticut. Where are you guys from? Go ahead and include that in your in the comments over here, so this way I know where you guys from, so this way I can tailor the content in a direction of where you're from and come up for you with a business model that will make sense for you, and so this way you could make more money, have more time for vacation, and you will be really happy. Like literally, the more information that I know about you guys in the comments, the easier it's going to be for me to develop that Freedom Fusion path for you, so this way you could start spawning money. This is not, guys, this is not like you throw a bunch of spaghetti in the wall and hope for the best. This is like real skill, guys. And I want to talk about more about threads sequencing and tell you like what kind of discovery I made and how it can help you reuse the same threads sequencing skill to sell more products, programs, and services. So guys, look, thank you first of all for being super attentive to the details and learning this stuff. This is the kind of stuff you're not just going to learn on the YouTube. You're not well, other than my YouTube channel. Most of the stuff I teach in more details in my community that's separate from YouTube. It's like a platform that you could download, a mobile app, you could follow me, you could ask me questions, you could get connected with other coaches over there in that community who can help you navigate through all of those problems that you may be having, such as building your business, trying to figure out where to get the money, trying to figure out how to get a job, trying to figure out how to build your side hustle on a kind of on your own terms, and how to do this quickly while being accountable and gaining that accountability and support and encouragement. This is something you don't get on YouTube. This is something you don't get anywhere else, guys. So anyway, look, I'm going back to the threads sequencing skill. So threads sequencing skill, guys, is by far probably, if I have to rate threads sequencing skill, is by far probably one of the most powerful skill on the market. Threads sequencing skill is a skill that allows you to position yourself in front of your audience in a way that you otherwise you yourself would not realize. So like, how did I discover thread sequencing, and what kind of transformation did I receive from thread sequencing skill? The discovery came to me today. Actually, it came to me today. As soon as I discovered it, I jumped in on this live, and I'm coming back to you. And that's the reason why you guys are subscribing to me. So this way you get to be the first people to discover that skill and can implement it and make money. So the threads sequencing is a skill where you strategically find the person who you're communicating with and attract that person to your threads. Now, this is not like where you go on a kind of a almost like with an automatic weapon shooting at all the threads, trying to respond to people. That doesn't work, guys. But if you use this skill, and thank you guys for joining and dedicating a little bit of your time, but if you use this skill, threads sequencing, and start responding in several ways, there's certain things, certain keywords that you got to use. Those keywords are not described in ChatGPT. Those keywords are not described anywhere in the world, guys. There's certain way when you respond to people that you need to position yourself. Like, people don't teach that stuff. Majority of the time, people who teach it, they mostly sell courses or anything like this. In my particular case, what I'm doing is I'm not just kind of selling a course. In fact, I don't have a course. It's entire community that I'm promoting, guys, in context of course, doing this together with you and building the business and feudal kingdoms. But threads sequencing, guys, whew, man, like literally it only came to me after 4 hours of thread stacking. And all I had to do to figure out how threads sequencing works is create one fire looking thread that has all the other little videos in there that talk about value, that talk about all sorts of reasons for how you could make more money on threads, and like what pretty much just providing value, tips, and showing all of that content in different formats, but all tied to my theme. In my particular case, is bougie boss moms over 40 with pets, cats, kids, and dogs. So as soon as I started executing this threads sequencing, oh my God, immediately, I had people reaching out and saying, oh my God, I want thread stack. Oh my God, I want it. But how come they didn't want it for a year and a half? How come they did not want thread stack for a year and a half? What did I do different today in the morning, in the past 4 hours, that helped me finally crack the code? What was the micro skill that I discovered that finally helped me crack the code, guys? Threads sequencing. Man, thread sequencing is a powerful skill, guys. Like, oh my God, I'm literally contemplating on creating a guide just for thread sequencing. maybe I call it thread sequencer or something like this, or maybe I just make it as a module inside of a thread stack digital power bundle within one of those guides, like threads Slack or threads booster, threads stories, threads themes, threads bots. one of those guys. I just need to figure out where it would fit the most, probably in threads booster. I think threads booster is a place for that, for the strategy, threads sequencing strategy. Guys, look, I really want you to succeed. I really want you to start sequencing, okay? But sequencing is not gonna be like, you're not gonna discover the sequencing as good as you could possibly discover it unless you actually see practical examples of it being executed. And that's exactly what you're going to see on my threads. So go into my threads, guys. Go to my bio.link/Freedom Fusion System. Then go on threads and see how I'm executing this sequencing. This is the guys, this is, nobody's going to show you this in as much details as what you're going to discover on threads, from where I'm literally showing you how it's done. And as soon as I start showing it, people be like, oh my God, I want it. Once again, why they didn't want it before, guys? I had to change something. About my marketing style. I wanted to tell you what I had to change, what worked, so this way you could start using it for yourself. This way you could start making more money, eventually build your feudal kingdom and get a loan from a bank to scale your feudal kingdom even further. Only way you're going to be able to achieve this, guys, is if you understand how to threads sequence. Guys, this is, oh my God, such a powerful skill, guys. The only way you're going to understand how this works, guys, is if you go to my threads and see why moms love threads stack. See this thread, go into it and check it out, guys. Oh my God, just imagine what this skill can do for you guys. Just thread sequencing alone, which is once again part of thread stack digital power bundle, which is only $14.99 per month. That skill alone could literally just be a game changer for you guys altogether. So if you've been stuck, struggling, trying to make sales, but nothing is working, if you're a mom over 40 who've been stuck, struggling, trying to make a sale, nothing is working, you tried absolutely everything for 1 week, 2 weeks, month, years, year and a half, like I was, then trust me guys, this is the skill that you need. This is a skill that it's, guys, like there's a certain amount of patterns you have to discover before you start executing those skills. Luckily, I already discovered those patterns, and luckily you could literally start executing them right away. So as soon as you get ThreadStack Digital Power Bundle, immediately you will be able to start executing many of those skills, guys, threads sequencing and everything else. And if you guys have any questions about any of that stuff, you could always reach out to me and I'll update the guide in my ThreadStack Digital Power Bundle, so this way you have your questions answered and you could ask questions in workshops and get that encouragement and support. Once again, folks, my name is Ron Wells. I'm a 21st century freedom writer, former certified math teacher for the state of Connecticut, full stack cybersecurity cloud engineer, founder of Tutoring Services LLC, founder of Freedom Fusion System, and founder of Freedom Fusion Properties. And what I could do for you is what nobody else can do for you guys. I could help you discover that freedom, especially if you're a bougie boss mom over 40 or trying to become bougie. Then trust me guys, threads sequencing is for you. Pause. Pause. Snap. Anyway guys, I'm gonna get going. I'll see you next time and take care.